Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Hey, Sel. Hey, Vicky boy. I don't know how to pronounce that. I love the name. It's awesome. Today, I am going to finish up the work on Moldy Nut, which is home to Glaton, one of the banana brothers, who happens to be a goblin. And in my world, goblins are very friendly. So we are building his village, even though it's a little swampy and decrepit, and I'm going to show you how. I've already built the houses, and 2 weeks ago or 2 times ago we built these platforms on which to put them, and today we're just going to put the bases on, paint them, and then make more of these walkways. So let's do the bases first. I got it right? I don't even know what I said. Vicky boy. Okay, sounds good. I put all this stuff on my workspace to look all fancy, and then I need to move it out of the way. How's everyone doing today? Is it hot where you are? Because it is hot here. I am dying. I had these little, I don't even know, they're just like little trunks of a tree cut into slices. They're like carrots of a tree. and they came in a jar at my local craft store, and I was going to put my platform, make them about 1 inch high or 2 inches high, and then I thought that might be a little too high up for gaming purposes off of a swamp. So I decided to just make them about 2 of these stump heights. Whatever these are. Oh, you're still in bed. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Hope you feel better. You and Rylan both. I don't think he's feeling very well today either. So everyone, get better soon. So I've already attached these for my other platforms. As you can see, I've already done this one. And I just kind of made them so that they could, if they fell into the swamp, there'd be stairs or little steps on all sides to get up. I was trying to think like a goblin. Think cleverly like a goblin. So I'm going to take these and glue them to each corner. And I'm just going to use my handy dandy Surebonder glue gun. Let me change the camera so that you can see that angle. There we go. Yeah, you'll get some help on Friday. That's good, so I'm sorry you're not feeling well. The reason why I'm not using glue, I traditionally like to use just regular all-purpose glue, is because I'm going to paint these with watered down glue and paint, and when that happens, the glue becomes looser. And I don't want that. I want them to be sturdy. So easy peasy. Just putting some bases on them to get them up out of the swamp water. And we will paint them all when that's done. I've tried to pick sizes. I have three large platforms. I've already done one. So I tried to pick the combination of the smaller legs there for the smaller areas. Okay. Sure, Ponder! You know what, this might be easier. I never did paint the bottoms, but because I'm not going to put them on such high stilts, I'm just going to probably leave them natural. Leave just the cardboard. I have found that when I paint cardboard, it warps it. So I try to avoid painting it when I don't have to. I do paint things like the inside. This is all cardboard. This is the roof, and I do paint all of that. Because you never know if the roof has to blow off and that's part of your set. Then you don't want that to look like cardboard. You want it to look at least closer to a roof than pieces of cardboard. So I don't really have to paint these little wood stumps, but because the rest of the wood on these platforms looks so moldy and old, I'm going to give it a little bit of a brown stain using watered down paint and glue to kind of keep that together. I'm just got a little stack of houses there going. Okay, this is one of my bigger ones, so I'm going to use these larger platforms. How many years have we been trying to get them to sponsor us, so I don't know why I keep putting that back in the holder. It keeps a charge for like an hour or longer. I keep insisting on putting it back into the recharger. This is the wireless one. And it works great. It's the mini one, which I prefer. If someone says Jenga, we're in trouble. I cannot wait for you guys to see the end project. You'll be the first to see it all assembled as a battle map. I had to take the Banana Brothers cave battle map apart to make room for it, but that's okay. They're almost done in that cave. So we'll see what happens to them on next Tuesday. I sprung a surprise at them at the end of last night's episode. It was hysterical. They were like, what now? Okay, so those are all attached. Let's give them a quick stain paint wash. I don't need this for that part. Put them on that piece. There we go. And then I will set these aside while I create the rest of the walkways, which are going to be, they're going to look like this. Again, I'm using, of course, Territorial Beige. This one has already been watered down. I tend to keep that one on stock, in stock all the time. I like to use this little chocolate bar. It's dark, a little darker. And a little bit of chestnut. It's sort of got a red tint to it. And these are all just apple barrel paints from your local discount store. I buy black paint by the gallon or whatever this size is. Okay, so we're going to water it down just a little bit more to get that stain look. And have our paper towels ready to rub off the excess. We do not want it to look like paint. I think that these little wood pieces are going to be so porous though that it's probably going to soak in there so quickly that rubbing it off is not going to really help much. But that's okay, that's the swampy part. That part would have gotten dirtier and darker anyway, so that's okay. I just didn't want them to look new. I am a responsible gun owner. It's a glue gun. It's so funny. I come down here in my craft room every day, especially now that Crow works from home with the COVID thing going on. And so he's in our upstairs office. And I automatically turn my glue gun on. Even if I'm not working on crafts, it's just a natural thing for me to do is to turn it on. Alright. I'm not even going to bother to try to wipe these off. It's soaking in so quickly, and it is it's not really rubbing off with the paper towel anyway, so that's okay. You can still see that natural wood grain in it. So, can you hear the music okay? Do you hear Qyjari's theme going there? Kind of wanted to keep a nice, chill background music going. Not the crazy Banana Brothers theme. But just something chill. Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had an ear infection. Never mind. Well, you could hear me, so that's okay. As long as you can hear me. I'm really hoping my players decide to visit Moldy Nut one day, because this will be a fun set to play in. Of course, it's not meant to be a home to villainous creatures, so I'll have to figure out something. Maybe the storyline will have them save Glaton's village from some marauding pirates, maybe. That would actually be perfect since they're right there on the edge of the southern coast. I haven't figured out what to do with this pipe yet. I'm leaving it on. I think I'm just going to make the story that they once had some sort of, I don't know, mystery, something that they were piping up into this house for some reason. This is the house with the trap door right there. So that's fun. Got some mold on it. When I say mold, I mean fake mold. Alright, one more. Really could have just gotten the brush wet with some dark brown paint, and it would have probably been just as good as all these other combo paints I mixed together. That's okay. All right, last one, and I will set these aside to dry. And then we'll start building some of these walkways. I kind of started to lay them out earlier. Oh, that's gonna fall over. And I think I need about 4 or 5 more. And again, I wasn't sure how I wanted them to be balanced on the board. As you know, the surface of the swamp below Moldy Nut is very rocky and uneven. So I didn't know if putting railings on these would be a good idea, since they might be crooked. So then I thought, well, I'll take pieces of wood that look like trunks and attach them in the middle like this. And then they would be, you could place them anywhere on there. I don't know, I kind of like this. I kind of like this idea better. I had this whole plan to show you how I created these little stumps. I don't know. I think I'll do these. This looks better, I think, to me. What do you guys think? Imagine these are painted, though. These stumps like that. It's about a ½ inch off the map, off the swamp. Whereas this would be... This gives it more character, I think, having these railings on... Not railings, but posts on it. Yeah, they do. They do look better. I like that. Okay, so let me get my... I might need to go get more sticks. I don't have very many sticks. Okay. I have a cutting mat below this white drop cloth, but I'll just get another one out, put on top, extra safe. So this, the way I made these walkways is 2 sticks. These are all from my backyard. Just 2 regular sized twigs from your tree. These are about an 1/8 inch thick, maybe a little thicker. And then the walkway on top are sticks only split in half. So I've taken these sticks like this, and I have measured them out about 1.5 inches. And the reason why is because 1 inch, of course, is 5 feet, but you need a little extra for your character bases to walk along on. So I'm gonna just split this one right in half. That's about 3 inches. And then I'm going to take my X-Acto knife or my box cutter and split it at the end and split it like that. And I will switch to the other camera to show you from the side how that was done. There we go. So split it like that. Whoop, I gotta hold it to do that. Then I'll move my hand like that. And then let me get a bigger one to show you on a larger stick, because that's not going to be a very good example. There we go. I have a box of them from my backyard here. A bin. This one will just be extra big. So you'll split it like that on one end, and then turn it gently, of course, because you're dealing with a box cutter. Kids, make sure you have your parents' approval to use sharp tools, and always safety first. And there you go. Splits right in half. Just like the old days. These are kind of wide for what I'm making. You can see the difference there. in the size, but that's okay. We're gonna make some more. I already have a bunch split. Oh, these are already pre-split for us to build. I made these, I think, 4.5 and 3.5. So I think I'm gonna make some more about that size. These are good sturdy ones. This one is gonna be a little bit longer. I have to make sure they're a little flat though. Probably right there. That one's going to be about 5 inches, I think. And there we go. I did not pre-pick these out. These are just from the bin. So just go in your backyard, find some sticks, go to the local park, find some sticks. I'm going to put these on my cutting mat. Let me go back to the overhead view. About 1 inch apart. That's that 5 feet in D&D world. Right there. And then I'm going to lay these across and use my glue gun to glue them on. Just like that. So these were all cut for another project. So they're kind of big. In fact, I made bridges out of these. I made bridges that were about 2 inches wide. And that's why these were already cut. But obviously I don't want my walkways that wide for this little goblin village. So they're going to be more like 1.5 inches wide. So I just have to cut some off here. Now I'm using heavy wire cutters. You could use your box cutter, but I find it much easier to use the wire cutters. And they could be a variety of sizes. Don't be locked down to one size. Then it'll look too uniform. And the idea, at least for my village, is a variety. You can make some broken too if you'd like. Maybe these are these goblins aren't very good at upkeep. I don't know. Keep picking some of these larger ones. I need the smaller ones. You see what I'm doing as I'm cutting these? I've learned over time. I always put my finger on the other side because otherwise, if I just clipped it, that piece goes flying across my craft studio. And sometimes I don't find it till I step on it. Okay, so we've got a few pieces there. Let's go ahead and get started. That doesn't want to stay still. That's going to be a curving piece. That'll be cool. Once you get the first couple of pieces on, it gets a little bit easier. They don't twist and turn as much then. I think it's moving now, but it shouldn't move too much once you get the first few pieces on. I have a fan on here, so if I don't put that piece down quickly on the glue, it's going to dry. It's going to cool off before I have a chance. It is warm here. Again, I'm not making these perfect, but goblins are small creatures, medium to small creatures, and I didn't want a huge gap between them, so I am laying them side by side. But if there's a small gap, that's okay. I've been trying to think of what the major industry would be for moldy nut. And I haven't thought of one. I suppose fishing would be logical. A fishing village Would goblins be any good at fishing, do you think? I don't know. Oh, you know what I just realized? I'm putting these face up instead of face down. Wow. I am not good at this whole crafting thing at all, am I? Oh, well, here we go again. Fortunately, it didn't seem to affect the wood much, except to leave some of the bark behind. I was thinking bridge, and that's where my mind went, so I started making it like a bridge. Alright, shall we start this again? Okay, why is it? Okay. There! Someone stop me if I do it wrong again. I do like this curved piece. I like the idea of having a little walkway that sort of took a turn. Perhaps this goblin got into the spirits before work. Didn't quite follow the directions of the supervising architect. You can see I'm putting a stripe of glue on each side to put a couple down at a time. This is just as I'm getting used to the process, because each one's different, and the sticks are staying still, unlike at the beginning when they kind of turned on the mat. Much better. Oh, maybe I need to get into the spirits now. There's a little one in there. A little bit of a variety. I think I need to cut some more. Oh, that's one I didn't finish slicing. Let's see if I could do that in half. Maybe I'll try the other end. There we go. I'll show you that bridge when I finish up here. You'll see what I was talking about, having the underside. I didn't put very much glue on that one. Having the underside as the walkway instead of the bark side. I recently used that in one of the episodes of Banana Brothers. They were by the watchtower, the east watchtower. Okay, these need to be cut. And that bridge got washed away in a rainstorm. And the river washed it away. There's a little gap in there, but that's all right. It's kind of got a little twist to it too. I'll have to cut some more of these. About that 1.5 inch. Maybe a little bit longer. I like the personality of that darker bark there, so I'm going to keep that section. Same with that. Same with having that little knot there. Just gives it a little bit of... I'm going to leave that one alone. A little bit of a personality. Okay. Probably won't be able to use all of those. I'll use these 3. Okay. And there's another walkway. It's definitely crooked, but hey, you know what? They're goblins. Okay, let's see if we can find... I don't know, 2 inches, I think? Maybe less. Maybe just like an inch, and then have a little bit hanging over, because I don't want them too far off the... That's still 5 feet up. So maybe just at an inch. Maybe a tiny bit extra. Here's one. Alright, so these pieces then will form... Yes, I like that, Sally. You were right. Now, I want to make sure it gets tucked in between 2 pieces, right here and here. So I'm actually going to take my snipper. Well, I'm just going to break it away with my finger, because... Oh, I know what I'll use. I have needle nose pliers. I'm going to break those away so that I can slip a... Slip that inside there. Give it some... It's actually not moving because it's got some good grip in there. There. Oh, I do like that. And let's see. How about right here? That bigger piece will work well. All right. I like this. I like that unique little... It's got, oh, I left a little stem on it right there, the little stick. And I'll just put that right up there like it's extra support. That goblin is thinking with the brain. Unlike my banana brothers. I'm going to put that a little bit of glue on the back there too. I like that little stick hanging in there. Okay, and then the last one here on this side. Right in there. Perfect. Oh, I do like that much better. Yay! I'll put it on the other camera. You can see it from the side. There. Let's get Glaton. See what he looks like on there. There's our little goblin. Perfect. Okay, let's get legs on these, and then we will probably paint the undersides. At least give them a little bit of a wash. I don't like that bright color, but we'll do the same thing. We'll just give them a little bit of a wash, but let's get legs on them first. Okay, here's... This one might work, even though it's been split. It's really thick. It's a really good thick piece. And I can put that to the outside then. Because the rest of these are too... I don't think that they're tall enough. That one has a nice little ledge there. Right there, my hand's blocking. Let me do the overhead again, because that's a better from top down there. See how it's got a little bit of a lip there to it? And that, maybe I could use that to my advantage for the gluing part. I just saw what you wrote about your campaign, Sel. You just learned about death saving throws? I gotta take more of that off there. My banana brothers were... You know, that's too big of a piece. That is not going to work in that spot. I'll have to find a smaller... Here we go. I'll just use the edge of this one. Or the bottom of this one. Not only were my banana brothers throwing death saves last night, but they were... the NPCs they were fighting were also throwing them. They are too good for... their own good. Three of four of my players also dungeon master, so I have to give them difficult things. So last night I threw a 8th level healer at them, and that healer, and it wasn't just a healer from the monster manual. This was a healer that I created as an extra piece, a PC on D&D Beyond. And he was out of spell slots by the time they took him down. He tried everything. He did manage to paralyze 2 of them at one point. That was pretty funny. Yeah, those are scary. Those are scary creatures. I put these closer to the edge, so I don't have a lot of that movement that I had with the other one, but that's alright. That's what the glue gun's for. Hold it in place there. Oh, that's good. Were you doing a certain campaign, or was it a homebrew game? There, I'm gonna put that off and use that corner, I think. There we go. You know what, I like this better now that I think about it than this idea, because I think if I had used these, there still would have been that opportunity for side to side toppling. Whereas this, that won't happen in that. Even if they're on crooked, on the surface of being uneven, they still won't topple, I don't believe. Okay. To make sure I leave time to put it all together. Okay, all right, yeah. Yeah, I haven't done any of those, but they look so much fun. I'm in a campaign. It's a homebrew campaign. But I only get to play every other Sunday, and I really miss playing. I wish there was a game that was run during the day in which I could be a player. I enjoy DMing, don't get me wrong. I DM for 2 groups. Well, you know that, you're in one. But I really enjoy playing as well. In fact, I haven't played Ronin, my ranger, in forever. That campaign was halted when I had to stop making my bi-yearly trips to Florida because of COVID. I like that little knob on that. Maybe put that in the ground. That looks kind of cool. It's supposed to go in the fall time. And then again in the spring. Well, maybe I'll put that on the top. Ooh, I like it on the top better. Plus it has a little notch there that caught onto it. I was the same way. I played a long time ago. I won't say how far back, but let's just say a red box was involved. Because I'm old. But then I stopped playing for a long time. I did not play a D&D. Or 4th. And I just got back into recently when 5th edition became more popular. Oops. I came right off. I have to glue that back on. I pulled that right off. And it was a different game back then than it is now, so I had to relearn a lot of the rules. Ah! Ooh, I like that idea. Like the top's missing. Yeah. I'll have to snip it though, it's too long compared to the other. The other 3 are not as long. You know, you get invested in characters, and if the DM does a good job, the campaign eventually will circle around and explore some of those backstories and histories of the actual characters as well as the NPCs. This one's too long. Oh, I have a little kitty in the room with me?
Yeah,
What you need? You need red paint? For what?
Well, Clover needs a darker version of this, but still, like, it's for the Christmas things.
Okay.
But
I don't have any dark versions of red on that shelf up there?
well, there's a darker version, but it's just, like, either really dark or...
Well, I can't help you. I'm streaming.
Okay.
Cell says hi.
Hi, Sal.
Okay, so this one is our last one before we assemble. What time is it? Yeah, 15 minutes. Last one before we assemble it. I need some more legs here. Ooh, I like this one because it has a little knot at the top there.
Are these good for Christmas?
Yeah, the one on your right hand is good.
Well, it needs a... She's already using this one.
Okay. There we go. Oh, I think I can do this one right in half and it would work for both, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I like those half sticks. Nope. I'm gonna find some more of the thicker ones, even if I have to use. Let's see what? Oh, I have some more. Here we go. So you just go out to your backyard and find some sticks. Now, I would recommend, seriously, if you're going to go in your backyard and grab sticks for these projects, leave them in a enclosed dry area for a week or so, just to thoroughly dry out. There we go. I've been thinking about the next project to work on, and I was thinking that I would create some sort of, I don't know, what do you think? What would be a good terrain? I have this swamp, I have a river, a forest with a river, like a clearing. I have a frozen ice cave, which I believe is going to come into play on the Banana Brothers soon. Don't tell them that. And I have a mushroom. Everyone remember Shade Merc. And I have a regular cave. So I'm trying to think of what I want to build. Another terrain. I guess a desert, maybe? Something with sand and oasis. Or an island? Ooh, maybe a tropical. With palm trees. And that sort of thing. That might be a good idea. This one's gonna be too high. I already realized it. To push that down a little bit. Oops, and I've loosened that end piece there. There we go. Okay. We have 4 of these. Not quite as many as I needed to make to finish it up, but that's alright. Let's put our goblin village of Moldy Nut together. Here is the view if we're playing online, minus the background, because I did not have time to create a background. So there is the swampy ground of Moldy Nut. Normally I'd have a backdrop on there, like some fabric or some printed out scene. And I tried a couple, but I didn't like any of the ones I saw. So I'm just gonna go with the black background. I made these for the purpose of streaming battle maps, because nothing's more distracting than having, oh, you know, a chair in the background, in my opinion. So let's see. We're going to start with our first house, which was the house with the hole in it, in the roof, and the trap door. And then we've got our tall house. Let's put that one here. We'll get the larger houses on there first. And then the last one is a thin And I think that it would be maybe considered the general store of the village. Obviously, I didn't practice this ahead of time. They're on the swamp. Ooh, there. Oh, I could put that one back here like this. Yeah. So there's the roof for that house. Here's the roof with the hole in the ceiling. Here's our small one. And the very long one. There we go. And then let's put some of these in there. Okay. So we've got that one going in there. Perfect. And we'll attach this one there. And let's just put this one there to attach those, and maybe that one. And this poor house doesn't have anything attached to it yet. But here is Glaton's home village of Moldy Nut, where a bunch of goblins enjoy fishing and whatever other income they have. I do have some of this moss to maybe place around in the village. I got this at a craft store. I haven't opened one of these. I have more moss, but this is, I've never used this one. I do like the darker color. So I can see where some of this might be along the edges there, like that. I also have moss covered trees that I built recently, and I suppose there could be mossy trees growing out of the swamp to give Moldy Nut a bit of foliage and to kind of complete our map. Just like that. And there's Moldy Nut. Thank you, Sal, and thank you all for joining me as I completed this project. It was so much fun. I'm hoping to stream again tomorrow if I have a project. I have nothing planned right now, but hopefully I will. And please join me then if I do. Thank you so much, and have a great afternoon.